Hello everybody, and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas. Today, we're planning to do Arcade's companion quest. However, there are quite a few triggers that I'm not sure whether I have received or not. I'm currently looking up a guide, just so that we can speed things along a little. Apparently, there's a hidden number when it comes to triggering his companion quest, where Arcade needs to trust us enough. However, there are several places where we have to travel to and dialogue options that we need to be choosing during certain side quests and whatnot. It seems a little bit complex, but hopefully we might have enough by now. And I believe it says here that if one completed wildcard change in management, which is this quest, by installing Yes Man on the Lucky 38, one does not have any Caesar's Legion fame, indicating to Arcade that they desire an NCR victory. Or if one completed, but independent New Vegas, or if one completed all the followers' relevant side quests, the quest will trigger with just 2 trust points, which hopefully should get us to the companion quest. First off though, let's go and get Arcade. Also welcome N-Bird, and hello there Dino. Unfortunately, N-Bird, kinda necessary. Unless if I wanted to fumble around for a few hours, randomly walking through the desert, hoping to find something that might trigger the quest. Would have been nice if there was just a thing right here for us to go and do. Or if it was simply just a dialogue option with the dude. Oh. Not here. I forgot that I don't own this place quite yet. Okay, where is he? Oh, we can give the chip to House first? Yeah, we could do that. Because it does look like getting the Yes Man ending is probably the way that we're gonna go anyways, and it's gonna trigger his companion quest, so 2 birds, 1 stone.
What's up?
Let's travel
Back
together.
In your good graces again? I know you'd see the light.
Actually, let me talk to you.
What's up?
You got anything new to say? Opinion on current situation?
If we can find a way to work toward the independence of New Vegas, that would be ideal. But really, as long as you don't help out the Legion, anything's better than that.
I shouldn't have any Legion fame, right? I don't think I ever did anything for them, and granted, I kinda killed their leader, so...
I'm really very boring. You'd get better stories out of a Freeside junkie. Alright.
I guess not. Alright.
See you around.
You can still get the Yes Man ending despite everybody being dead. That honestly makes sense. I mean, we're the one who governs everything by that point. You know, Rex, I was the one who made your wife. Quite literally. Okay. So if we can do the house thing... let us deliver this. But before then, let's save just in case something goes wrong. Fallout New Vegas is a perfect game with no bugs whatsoever.
The recent disturbance at Gamora has been resolved. Do not be afraid to patronize Gamora.
Patronize.
So, Benny has been handled, and you've recovered the platinum chip. Let's have it.
I have some questions to ask first.
I'll be happy to satisfy your every curiosity once the platinum chip has been delivered.
What about payment?
Our terms were clear. Now that you have the chip in your possession, any attempt to renegotiate payment would be tantamount to blackmail.
Damn. I can't do any of this. Fine. Here, platinum chip.
Such a small thing. isn't it? And yet so capacious, so very dear. Decades of hiring salvagers out west to search for this little relic in the ruins of a place called Sunnyvale. Back then, anyway. That's where the chip was printed, on October 22nd, 2077. It was to have been hand-delivered to me here at the Lucky 38 the next day. But the bombs fell first. Suffice it to say,
Really bad
the
timing.
delivery was never made.
What does the chip do exactly?
Yes, so far as you've seen, all it does is change the picture on the Securitron's face screens from policemen to soldiers. But as you'll see, some things are more easily shown than told. Take the elevator all the way down to the bottom level, and you'll see what I mean. Don't worry, you'll like what you see. We have much to accomplish, you and I.
Yo, what's up, TK? Oh. Can I actually destroy this force field with my gun?
Closer to the demonstration area, if you would.
Observe as Mr. House
I expect
upgrades
you're well familiar with
Securitrons.
my Securitrons by now. The titanium alloy housing that protects its electronic core deflects small arms and shrapnel easily enough. Its X-25 Gatling laser, produced to spec by Glassinghouse Inc., is deadly against soft targets at medium range. And for close-range suppression or crowd control, the Securitron is armed with a 9mm submachine gun. All of this you probably already knew.
Beat
What
up a
you
few
did
of them
not
already.
know is that these are the Securitron's secondary weapons. All this time, my Securitrons have had to get by running the Mark I operating system, which lacked software drivers for their primary weapons. Today, with the delivery of the Platinum chip, all that changes. Behold, for the first time, Securitrons running the Mark II OS. The M235 missile launcher gives the Securitron the ability to engage...
Ran into this a few times too.
at significantly longer ranges. And a rapid-fire G-28 grenade launcher ensures the Securitron is deadly in close-range engagements. The software upgrade also includes drivers for the Securitron's highly sophisticated on-board auto-repair systems. Altogether, the Mark II software upgrade confers a 235% increase in combat effectiveness per unit. The city of New Vegas finally has soldiers worthy of protecting it. Return
Screw the
to
NCR, yeah.
We have much to discuss.
Poor guys have been fighting this entire time.
Trips to the basement are rarely so educational, don't you think?
What does that even imply?
Upgrade to every Securitron in range of my transmitters, and I must say, it's causing quite a stir down on the strip.
You think your Securitrons can defeat Kaisar's Legion and the NCR? Considering Kaisar's Legion is basically no more, probably. Why show your hand like that, though?
I'm surprised you can still underestimate me after everything you've seen. I haven't shown my hand. I've shown one card. I've given my enemies a single provocative datum upon which to fixate. They have no idea what other cards I'm holding. It's a strong hand, believe me. I dealt it to myself.
It is kind of an interesting tactic, but I also feel like we're kind of gloating. Because ultimately, if you have the type of weaponry that Mr. House over here has, then showing one card in order to distract your enemy doesn't necessarily benefit you in any way. When you could just come crashing down with everything that you have and nobody's gonna be able to stand up against you anyways. But maybe he's just an extremely cautious person. Are you saying your basement isn't where you keep your educational equipment? Considering the fact that I don't have one, at least legally, no. No, I don't keep it down there. I keep other things down there. Independent Vegas is the best ending? I would think so too, but there's always going to be arguments with or for or against that. It's a same conversation when you're playing like a Shin Megami Tensei game between law versus chaos. They both have their benefits and they both have very clear cons to them. And probably the worst way you could go is neutral. You think your Securitrons can defeat Kaiser's Legion and the NCR?
Why would I want to go to war against the NCR? They're my best customers. If their leaders weren't scheming to steal Vegas out from under me, I'd have no troubles with the NCR at all. The foundation is laid. My Securitrons on the Strip are upgraded, and those at the fort ready for action. Now it's just a matter of adjusting the attitudes of some lesser groups, while we wait for Caesar's Legion to attack Hoover Dam.
I've come here to kill you. I'd like to ask some questions.
What did you want to discuss?
You do know Kaisar is dead, don't you? Oh, interesting. Nice.
By my calculations, his death will affect the shape of the battle for Hoover Dam minimally, if at all. The Legion's aggression will outlive Caesar. Indeed, they'll try to take the dam as a tribute to his memory. Given a year, they'd have him deified, but by then, the Legion will be breaking down, riven by internal conflicts, a monster consuming itself. It's irrelevant. In the short term, the Legion is still monster enough that defeating it will make me look powerful indeed. What else did you want to discuss?
That's a fairly level-headed take on the whole situation. It's similar to... Have any of you guys seen the movie 300? I know that a couple of people were a bit annoyed at the ending when Leonidas threw a spear, and instead of killing the Persian emperor, or god emperor as he called himself, he instead just made him bleed. But that was kind of the point, right? Because if you did kill the god emperor, then he would have just been deified and somebody else would have taken his place and the whole thing would have just started up again. But by making him bleed, you then draw to doubt, like, what his actual powers are. A god that never bleeds, that's not true anymore. You can't hide that. And that way it makes the head collapse much easier than just, well, cutting off one head and then two more sprouting up like a hydra. So yeah. Especially with the way the Legion works, and everybody's just kind of a mongrel. Fair enough. I'm surprised you haven't asked what became of Benny.
That's because he ceased to be relevant when you recovered the platinum chip. Revenge doesn't interest me. Progress does. Sorry to deny you a moment of primate triumph, but you'll have to go elsewhere to sound your barbaric yawp. What else did you want to discuss?
The Legion controls large parts of the USA. The place you wiped out was just their nearest war camp. That makes sense. We're gonna have to take out quite a few more people if we really want to eradicate the Legion. How will the NCR defend Hoover Dam?
General Oliver's strategy, or tunnel vision, as I like to call it, has been to mass troops at Hoover Dam. He wants to outfight the Legion in a straightforward slugging match, and then, when they rout, pursue and destroy them in
That's
detail.
not gonna work.
A crushing, decisive victory of this sort would overshadow the tactical ingenuity of Chief Hanlon's defense 4 years ago, you see.
What's your plan then?
A good deal should be obvious to you by now. I won't spoil the rest by talking out of turn.
Okay.
What else did...
Were you aware that the White Glove Society used to be cannibals?
Yes, of course. But refraining from those dietary practices is a primary requirement of their contract. They've been good to their word. Put together one hell of a resort hotel, too. From what I hear, I'd want to eat at the Gourmand every night, if I were ambulatory. What else did you want to discuss?
Okay. He's also a real historical figure that didn't die at that battle, Xerxes. Yeah. I mean, I get that. And, well, yeah, as you said, 300 isn't meant to be historically accurate. But I think the point still stands. That the intention there was, Well, it's similar to what Kaisar's whole thing is. Welcome, Jake. I should let you know that I planted a surveillance device on one of your data terminals. Should I let him know that? What are your plans for New Vegas?
I've resurrected Vegas, spirit intact. What I need now is the ability to enforce my rightful claim. Not just against Caesar's Legion, by the way. In fact, the NCR is a more present and insidious threat.
How do you intend to enforce your claim on the city?
To enforce, one must have force, a position of strength. Years ago, when I detected NCR scouts roaming the Mojave, I could tell from their uniforms that these were no mere tribesmen. I knew it was only a matter of time before an army appeared to take control of the dam, and I knew my Securitrons wouldn't be enough to oppose them. And so I recruited the 3 families. Vegas belongs to me because I mustered enough strength to bring the NCR to the bargaining table.
Wasn't the NCR's army big enough to defeat your Securitrons and the 3 families? Well, we do know that they are very large, but they are spread out pretty thin, considering they're fighting wars on several fronts, I would have to assume.
Indeed it was, and still is, but not without taking significant casualties. Would Kimball and Oliver have traded the lives of hundreds of soldiers for absolute control of Hoover Dam? Oh, yes. They weren't afraid of me. They were afraid of Caesar, that attacking me would leave them vulnerable to a Legion offensive. And so they negotiated. Not out of the kindness of their hearts, as they try to make it seem, because the calculus of power left no other choice.
What were the terms of your treaty with the NCR? This reminds me of how basically Battletech or like Warhammer currently is. We're all sort of stuck in a stalemate. There's gonna be battles here and there, but nobody is willing to invest so much that they would lose most of their faction, essentially. And, well, anybody else would seize the opportunity to completely eradicate them. So we're just at a standstill.
Forces were permitted to occupy
until now, I
Hoover
suppose.
Dam and establish a military base at McCarran Airport. Well, it used to be one. They recognized my sovereignty over the Vegas Strip and agreed to supply electricity and water once their engineers repaired the dam. Written into the treaty were provisions that the NCR do nothing to prevent its soldiers and civilians from visiting the Strip. That's how I harnessed the NCR to my endeavor. Their occupation has been the engine of my growing economy.
Bro does everything so calm and calculated. I don't like this. There's just something very off. Granted, he used to be human, and he was an actual person back then, yeah? I wonder if he lost anything by transferring himself into this form. Granted, we did see the brains in jars back in All World Blues at the Big Empty, and how that can kind of affect you, so I don't know. Maybe he was this kind of person even before then. You would go to war against the NCR?
The salient issue is that they will go to war with me, if given the chance. There's just one reason why the NCR hasn't contrived some outrage to justify invading the Strip. Caesar's Legion. The final battle between those 2 armies is fast approaching. I can't afford to let either side win on their terms. What else did you want to discuss?
He did say he'd visit the White Glove Society if he were ambulatory just now. Ambulatory means walking. Okay, gotcha. A very strange fellow. Very weird. Admitted he can't walk in this current state. Then, well, I would assume that he is kind of like a brain in a jar. Or maybe somehow uploaded his consciousness into a supercomputer? Something along those lines? I don't know what kind of technology Mr. House has in store. Because he made the Securitrons. So, So you keep control of New Vegas. What happens next?
New Vegas is more than a city. It's the remedy to mankind's derailment. The city's economy is a blast furnace in which can be forged the steel of a new rail line running straight to a new horizon. What is the NCR? A society of people desperate to experience comfort, ease, luxury. A society of customers. With all that money pouring in, give me 20 years and I'll reignite the high technology development sectors. 50 years and I'll have people in orbit. 100 years and my colony ships will be heading for the stars to search for planets unpolluted by the wrath and folly of a bygone generation.
When he says it, it's kind of convincing. As I said, I don't know the full extent of his powers or technology, but from what we've seen, definitely possible. Technology advances so quickly nowadays, too. In the meantime, you'd rule Vegas as some kind of dictator?
I prefer the term autocrat. I would rule as a chief executive. I would not answer to a board of directors or any other entity. Nothing to
Sure.
impede progress. If you want to see the fate of democracies, look out the windows.
Yeah, he is very convincing. He's got some good points that he's hiding other things underneath his speech while also putting truth out there. So when you try to analyze his words, all you can find is truth. You gotta look much deeper at what is actually happening. I guess the plan was always build a rocket to leave Earth behind for multiple parties. At this point, considering everything is just a nuclear wasteland, I mean, perhaps there is some sort of paradise out there that is untainted by all of it. But even then, the level of technology left is kind of abysmal, so it might be for the best to just get a full, fresh restart on a new planet. He would be the best for improving infrastructure, because the NCR would be far more corrupt given how beholden to Brahmin barons they are. I have no doubt about that. He is very capable in those aspects. It's just... You really want to trust your life to this guy? You should trust your life to me instead. I know. I'm being a bit of a hypocrite. And no different from Mr. House here, essentially. But it's just hard to trust others in this sort of situation. Especially when they hold this much power and are this charismatic. Like, what will they do? The vaults were never meant to save anyone. Yeah. Corrupt companies, organizations. Let's just leave it all behind. Although, I suppose, you'd have to leave people behind too, if you want to really get rid of all that. What's to keep you from abusing your power?
My judgment. I have no interest in abusing others, just as I have no interest in legislating or otherwise dictating what people do in their private time. Nor have I any interest in being worshipped as some kind of machine god messiah.
The Omnissiah?
I am impervious to such corrupting ambitions. But autocracy? Firm control in the hands of a technological and economic visionary? Yes, that Vegas shall have. What else did you want to discuss?
Very politician speak. I promise I'm going to do this when I get assigned to office. And then they never do it. And yet people still believe. Granted, some of them do. But it's very rare, unfortunately. The Enclave used them for hypothetical scenarios that might arise on the colony ship, for instance. Oh. You know, that makes a whole lot of sense, actually. Because when you're on a colony ship out in space, you would be confined in basically a vault. What's up, Wasabi? Welcome. Tell that to the people who lived in Vegas before he woke up and he kind of kicked out and killed any who resisted? I don't want to say it, but isn't that just the history of America in general? Thank you for the super chat, N-Bird. Kill Mr. House and take credit for all his science stuff. Tale as old as time. That is actually a really good plan. I didn't think that far ahead, but I should implement that. I was just like, yes man is kind of cute. Yeah, I'll go for this ending. House doesn't hold much tangible power. He has this robot army, but unlike the NCR, he hasn't been vying to occupy large swaths of territory. He only wants a city-state, New Vegas. The thing is, it makes sense for him to only want that, because with this, he can achieve everything that he's setting out to achieve. I don't think he really cares about how people are outside of this. As long as they're furthering his goals, that should be enough. What's the deal with the snow globes, anyways?
What of it? I enjoy them. There's something about a little diorama set inside a glass dome that I find pleasing. If you run across any out in the wastes, turn them in to Jane. She'll compensate you. What else did you want to discuss?
Electricity?
Hoover Dam, of course. A hydroelectric dam. The NCR had it up and running at 50% capacity within a year of occupying the dam. By treaty, New Vegas receives 5% of its output. More than enough. What else did you want to discuss?
What was Vegas like before the war?
It was a place of splendor. As magnificent as today's strip may seem, it's but a shadow of the neon paradise that was Las Vegas. I grew up not
I don't know if
far
I
from
call
here,
it paradise.
And though I traveled the old world extensively, I never found another place like it.
I mean, last time I was in Vegas, yeah, there were a lot of lights, a lot of flashy stuff out there. It looked pretty cool. I think I stayed at a hotel that was in the shape of a pyramid, which was neat. But, I don't know if I could live there. And certainly I would go there to gamble. Not that I gamble in that sort of way, but... I don't know if this is accurate, but it felt kind of suffocating. Like, it's cool for a vacation. More than that, probably not. Ah, yeah, that's what it was. The Luxor Hotel. Yeah. It was neat. I think down to the first floor they even had like this whole ride that you could go on. At the time, the Mummy movie was really popular, so they had this unique ride with being a mummy theme. Las Vegas would kill me in at least 2 different ways. Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Too introverted for crowds and too Nordic for the desert. Also a welcome pun. It definitely lost some of its appeal in the last years. I've heard California in general has just not been doing too great these past few years. Back when I used to live there, it was nice. I used to live in San Fran. And the weather was nice, the people were chill. There weren't constantly fires happening all the time. And rent was a lot cheaper than it is now. Oh well, things change. You say that you saved Las Vegas. How?
By 2065, I deemed it a mathematical certainty that an atomic war would devastate the Earth within 15 years. Every projection I ran confirmed it. I knew I couldn't save the world, nor did I care to, but I could save Vegas, and in the process, perhaps save mankind. I set to work immediately. I thought I had plenty of time to prepare. As it turned out, I was 20 hours short.
Damn. A little bit unfortunate. What preparations did you make to save Las Vegas?
On the day of the Great War, 77 atomic warheads targeted Las Vegas and its surrounding areas.
77?
My networked mainframes were able to predict and force transmit disarm code subsets to 59 warheads, neutralizing them before impact. Laser cannons mounted on the roof of the Lucky 38 destroyed another 9 warheads. The rest got through, though none hit the city itself. A suboptimal performance, admittedly. If only the platinum chip had arrived a day sooner.
Ooh. Yeah, that's right. It would have upgraded all the tech that he had, essentially. Thinking about it now, though, like... Well, I mean, countries probably wouldn't publicly advertise any of that tech. But if a scenario like this actually did happen, like, would we have anything to stop this from happening in the first place? Why didn't the platinum chip arrive on time?
The platinum chip was printed in Sunnyvale, California on October 22nd, 2077, the day before the Great War. It was to have been delivered by courier the following afternoon, but by then, the world had ended. The chip contained vital software upgrades, but not just for my Securitrons. Every aspect of the missile defense grid would have been upgraded too. Given that I had to make do with buggy software, the outcome could have been worse. I nearly died as it was.
That's one hell of a thing to trust a courier to deliver to you, but I guess how else are you gonna get it? How did you nearly die defending Vegas? Like,
software
how's that work?
glitches set off a cascade of system crashes. I had to take the Lucky 38's reactor offline, lest it melt down. For nearly 5 years, I battled power outages and more system crashes until I finally managed to reboot my data core with an older version of the OS.
Gotta roll
I
back,
spent the
yeah.
next few decades in a veritable coma, but I survived, obviously, and eventually thrived.
Okay, then yeah, he's just straight up linked to the computer systems, the mainframe of the Lucky 38. When the systems crash, he takes damage. If it all crashes, he dies, I'm assuming. It's never really been tested, that's the thing. I mean, thank goodness that it hasn't had to be tested. Countries have anti-missile defenses, but there's no real way to test whether they can shoot down hundreds of missiles raining down all over the country. Yeah, it's just a theoretical, and let's hope that it stays that way.
What else did you want to discuss?
I wonder what would happen if I said this. Kinda curious. I did say it beforehand, so... I should let you know that I planted a surveillance device on one of your data terminals.
Yes, I know. It was detected immediately and deactivated, let's see, 39.735 seconds after you planted it. You thought I wouldn't notice? What else did you want to discuss?
Oh. A woman named Emily asked me to bug one of your data terminals. Oh. Actually, when did this happen? It's been such a long time. I kinda don't want to throw Emily under the bus, but I also kinda want to see what happens.
One of the followers of the apocalypse, I'm sure. They're curious about me. Good luck planting a surveillance device here in the Lucky 38 without my knowing about it. What else did you want to discuss?
I guess House just doesn't really care. Okay. That reminds me that there's a mod for Hearts of Iron 4 in closed development. Fallout pre-war. Oh, wait a minute. I've heard of the Hearts of Iron series, but... oh no, it might just be a mod. Or is it like directly linked to Fallout lore? House's efforts to defend Vegas is the only case we know of in Fallout of anti-missile defense systems? Ah. Then does that mean every other Fallout game is in an area where they had nothing to defend them and they just got nuked by whatever was sent their way? It is what it is. The The mod connects it to Fallout. Gotcha, gotcha. So just adding, well, community created content to simulate the war that happened that leads to Fallout. Yeah. Later.
Goodbye.
Right. Oh. After we get in the ship, yeah. They're all our soldiers now. Alright. I suppose all that we have left is wildcard. Then again, maybe I should go and see what Festus has. I have plenty of sarsaparilla. I could just drink them all and hopefully we get enough. I don't know how many star chips I currently have though. Stay here, cocktail lounge. Actually, you do bring up a good point, Pun. This is why I turn on house before I do the platinum chip quest. That would just make the fights a lot harder. I could load back the save because we already have the important parts. Where we got the lore, we got some added context to what happened to New Vegas, we got House's intentions for New Vegas. And if I take out House before then it'll be easier. But maybe less exciting. Oh no, not here. Casino. Doesn't really make it harder? Okay, well. We shall see. We will live with our current choices. Sarsaparilla. And, like, we're sort of armed to the teeth anyways, so... Actually, now that I think about it, our suit hasn't spoken to us in a while. Oh.
Howdy, partner. Welcome to the headquarters of the Sunset Sarsaparilla Company. Wrangle up a stool and listen to old Festus jaw a while. If you and old Festus are old pals, say a command now. Otherwise, say, pleased to meet you, and we'll get acquainted. Or, if you have more important...
Yeah. Sarsaparilla.
By my hat, you're flush with stars, ain't you? Scratch up a few more and the prize is yours. Well, what in the Sam Hill are you doing still listening to me? Get away.
Find the last few stars? How many do I have? I would assume it would be S? Sarsaparilla? Those are Sierra Madre chips. Got some snow globes. We have 40. In order to complete the quest, we're gonna need 50, right? Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder, Jake. Yeah, I should turn in all these snow globes. So, how many sarsaparilla bottles do I currently have? 69. Nice. Hopefully we get 10? 1. Please? Chug it all! I already had a quick save. 2! So I could just reload. I hope this is just RNG. It's very refreshing, all this sarsaparilla. 3. Please? Chug! Chug! 4. Come on, we're already past halfway. We need to pick up the pace. Come on! Please! Gotcha, gods! Don't abandon me now. Oh god, I don't think we're gonna get it, bros. All the sarsaparilla drinking. It was for naught. No! Oh! That's 5. There goes our sarsaparilla. It has not updated though. Do I need to exit? We only got 5. Do we have any more sarsaparilla in here? Or it's really the only way for me to just reload? Cause hot diggity dog, we're just gonna have to go around the wasteland searching, I'm assuming then. I think we got like a ton of bottles from here, but everything else around here is just empty bottles. Check the wiki and see if there's some easy caps to find. I would really appreciate that. Oh, this is back. Who are those guys? Maybe there's some more over in the production side. I don't think there should be any enemies left. We pretty much cleared this entire factory last time we came here. The production should be back here. Was it? Sarsaparilla? Empty. It's all empty. And lore. I don't remember it looking like this though. Was there a different area where they produced it? Up top doesn't seem likely. But I'll check anyways. Or maybe back here. Nope, Mojave. Star bottle caps, where are you? Nope. It's just emptiness. Whoa, holy shit! That Securitron is still alive. Was it back here? Oh yeah, here we go. This is where it should be. If there are any left. Please, did I miss a box? Or was I way too thorough? All these ones are empty. More emptiness. And void. And death and suffering and... searching of more bottle caps. Man. Okay, I probably will just search up on the wiki then. There's probably a few though we missed somewhere. This has gotta be. One second, it's... I just need 5 more. I don't even know if doing this is worth it. It might just be some sort of side content. Just some neat little thing. Heuristics variants. Red Ranger in Another World. I have not watched it yet, no. There's 3 in Camp Golf. Let's go check it out. Gonna have to do a little bit of manual searching though. If I can remember where Camp Golf even is. It's the Bitter Springs place. Wells Air Force. I feel like it was on the right side. Kaisar's tent. What's up, Lorenzo? Welcome. It's a ranger station. One second. Let me look up where Camp Golf is. Camp Golf exterior. I wish to see where you are on the world map. Directly east of your cursor? Well, unfortunately with stream delay. North? That's Helios 1. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's ski-daddle. Hopefully I didn't already pick them up yet. Okay, it says here... House Resort 3 upper right corridor, bedroom 1, on the 2 dressers. House Resort, so assuming inside the big building? Hopefully the peeps that we helped train are still alive and kicking. Would be a shame after going through all that trouble. What's up? Good luck with that. The interior is depressing and decrepit. That sounds like every other building in Fallout New Vegas. But we've got time. We're already nearing the end of the game anyways. There's no need to rush. I do want to get to Arcade's companion quest at least. Oh, there it is. There's one. 1-star bottle cap. Bedroom 1 on the 2 dressers. There's 2. There's 3. That would put our total up to 48. Okay, now we need 2 more. Just need 2 more. I guess we go to some of the other camps. Camp Forlorn Hope has one. Camp Karen. Actually, does Camp Karen have one? It does. Ah. Why do we have these limitations? So that it can't escape danger? Camp McCarran is... The star bottle cap is in a small crate on one of the many metal shelves close to a footlocker where Sergeant Contreras stands. In his supply shack. May also be bought from Contreras himself. Oh. There's a camp counterfeiting shack? A cap counterfeiting shack just west of Bitter Springs. That has 3. Oh, that's a one-stop shop. West of Bitter Springs Recreation Area. I guess let's just drop at Bitter Springs. Let me try and find it myself here. Okay, there it is. 2 in the office on the sideboard with the bottles. The first of 2 near the ham radio and coffee maker below the Poseidon energy poster right of the dead tree. Nunny? Manned. No. Recreation areas here is a separate place. In the office on the sideboard. Office. I'm assuming it's the official looking building. Oh, as official as you can get down this dump. Yep. Oh. Giant rat. Oh, that's right. Animal friend. Oh! Found it immediately. There you are. And there's another one. Oh yeah. That puts us to 50. Alright. Let's go. Wait. Maybe there's something... A few things that we can loot from here.
Do you like me?
Yeah. I was kind of missing your voice, honestly. Things were getting a little bit quiet there. While I was struggling to find star bottle caps. No cash? Please? Thank you. I gotta start picking up all the money again. We are unfortunately running low from all the repairs that we had to do back in the big empty. Okay, later rats. Festus! My man. I brought your caps. Give me the prize. Don't know where you came from, but okay.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy.
If you an old fest...
Yeah.
Woohoo! You did it, partner. Bullet for you. Old Festus knew you could do it. I suppose you'll be wanting that prize now.
Very much
Well,
so.
then, hold on to your hat, because it's a doozy. Not many people have heard the true story behind Sunset Sarsaparilla. Well, it's a right honor. And now, without further ado, your prize, the Legend of the Star. Long ago, people didn't have a heap of choices when it came to soft drinks. It was either water or Nuka-Cola. Now, the threat of legal action forces me to say that Nuka-Cola is a swell beverage, but sometimes people just wanted something different, you know? So one day, a man, a saloon owner in a small town, decided to make a new type of soft drink and asked his patrons what flavor they'd like it to be. After getting no help from them, a stranger at the end of the bar suggested the man make a sarsaparilla-flavored drink. The stranger said he would happily
Sarsaparilla?
share his family's
Is that an actual plant?
drink on one condition. The condition being that the stranger would be allowed to sample the bottle whenever he liked to ensure the recipe was being followed to the letter. The man happily agreed, thinking the drink would make him rich, and the stranger promised to meet him by sundown the next day. The next morning, the sheriff stopped by and reported that the stranger's body was found on the side of the town road. He'd been killed by bandits. The man, cursing his luck, closed the saloon early that day, just as the sun began to set. But after he'd locked the doors, he turned around to find an unfamiliar bottle on the bar with a note beneath
That's
Then, in honor of
weird.
the saloon owner paid for the stranger's funeral, thinking it was the least he could do to repay him.
Good.
The saloon owner went on to become rich selling the new drink, and to this day, some bottles of Sunset Sarsaparilla have a blue star under their caps. Some say the saloon owner ordered it done in honor of the stranger. Others say it's the stranger sampling the bottles like he promised. And that's the legend of the star. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you continue enjoying Sunset Sarsaparilla.
Quest failed. What the? Okay, so I was listening to the story. I was waiting for the punchline of like when this would lead into something new or epic, or we would actually get our actual prize. I guess not. That's actually really funny though, because they're playing around with the idea of collectibles in video games and the expectations that players would have by going around collecting these hard to find things already. Like, they're so tiny, and if you're trying to find them out in the wasteland, you're just gonna have to be looking really carefully everywhere you go. And then you collect 50 of them just to hear about this story, this lore bit, this like interesting little factoid that they probably use to advertise their product anyways. Thanks. Oh man. It kind of tastes like root beer. You can still find it around in the US anyway. Gotcha. Oh, I know what root beer tastes like at least, so I guess I can get a good idea of it. I'm suspecting this backstory may have been embellished a bit for drama by the corporation. That would be a smart thing to do. It's not like anybody's gonna prove that it was wrong. Makes for a more interesting story too. Sarsaparilla is unironically a better company than Nuka-Cola. Not that it's saying much, but in Fallout it makes a fair amount of difference. Doesn't Nuka-Cola also give you radiation when you drink it? So yeah, I would say it's better. In honor of your 69 sarsaparilla that died, bro. This is what they did. This is what they sacrificed themselves for. For a little bit of lore that's probably also not true. Alright, well. Is this some kind of joke?
The Sunset Sarsaparilla Company has received a number of
I wonder why.
The prize awarded for handing in Sunset Sarsaparilla stars. Therefore, we have seen fit to provide another prize.
Oh, okay.
We feel will placate the
It's probably
most
gonna be incredibly
valuable
disappointing
of any
anyways.
Just head through the double doors and follow the hallway to your left to the very end. An attendant will be there to present your prize directly. We at the Sunset Sarsaparilla Company would once again
I
like
kind of
to
cleared
thank
out
you
the
for your
factory though. A valuable lesson. Do I go through? Okay, 1 second. How do I get over there? I need to get there. If I go all the way down this way? Nope. Well, shit. How the heck do I get over there? Or do I exit and it's a door on the side? Because this way is blocked, right? And by the double doors, he has to be in this. Unless it means outside. Yeah, no, definitely inside. It just works. So yeah, we'll try up and over. Boop-doop-doo. Oh. Now we're talking. Maybe? Oh, shit. Come on. Nope. Ah. Ah! I hate it when you need to go even further, but your mouse is already at the border of your screen. This is not it, but it's apparently a room we haven't been into. Lore that we have yet to read? Impossible. Original root beer was made of sarsaparilla until it was discovered to cause cancer. Oh. Well, that I didn't know. Now root beer today is made of artificial sarsaparilla flavoring. Thank you for the super chat and thank you very much for the interesting factoid. Though in Fallout they probably still use the OG recipe. I mean, sarsaparilla giving you cancer, radiation giving you cancer, all the same. Okay. Lore. Welcome, Mr. Brody. Servo failure. Oil maintenance needed soon. Weapon okay. Line malfunction. Actuator. Line malfunction. Oil maintenance. Is this important in any way? Intruder! Major structural damage! Major structural damage! Intruder! Intruder! Everybody's dead! I mean, can I get out of here though? No. It all just goes back. No! No! Okay. Intriguing lore. Love that. Worth. We can't go through here. There still might be a different path though. Down over here? Yeah. Oh. It was this door. I feel like it was locked and it said required key to unlock, but we never found it. Or something along those lines. Sunset Sarsaparilla Deputy Badge. This is the item that you're going to give me? Is that what it is? At least there's a lot of money. Look, I'll take the bottle caps. In this day and age, they're worth a lot more than this deputy badge. Oh, is this the assistant? Actually, no. Who are you? No, you do have a deputy badge on. Alan Marks. Do I recognize that name? That's light armor. What's my current? Medium?
I bet no one has ever been as unnoticed as me.
Alan Mark's last words. The Legend of the Star. Complete the Legend of the Star. That's a rare achievement, apparently. I wonder why.
I guess this is it. Not much air left now. Minutes, maybe. And this is what I have to show for it. I guess the joke's on me. Probably shouldn't have killed all those people. Probably should have stayed at home and taken care of my mom. She always used to say people who murder and steal die bad in the end. Said they...
Okay. Are you telling me that Mr. Alan Marks over here is the reason why... is the person who broke in and destroyed the Securitrons and the reason why there's the automated messages there? Wait, your gun is named Pew Pew? Is it? 250 DPS? Excuse me? This is doing more than Elijah's Lair. Oh. Alan Marks was a man that warned about at the start of the quest to kill a lot of people in the quest to get bottle caps. Oh. Oh my god, TK. That was so long ago. When the guy initially ran up to us and talked about the star bottle caps, yeah? I was like, watch out for Alan Marks. He's looking for him. Hmm. Nice. Also got a buttload of bottle caps to go. All neatly stored for us in these boxes. How nice of them. But the real prize was the deputy badges. Honestly, I should take one of them. They don't weigh anything anyways. I don't think I can even use them for anything, yeah? Yeah, they have no value. I'll just put it on. I love me some sarsaparilla. One time in my life, I drank 69 bottles of sarsaparilla all in one go. I didn't even have to use the bathroom after that. The legend of the sarsaparilla drinker. When I die, I don't want to be known as that, though. That's kind of lame. Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Well, later, Alan Marks. Thanks for Pew Pew. Yo. I am now a deputized member of the Sunset Sarsaparilla Company. I love working for the Sarsaparilla Company. Alright. Let's start up the Yes Man ending. That way, hopefully we have enough trust points to begin Arcade's companion quest. Which requires there to be only 2 in that particular scenario. Why, thank you, N-Bird. I appreciate it. Reminds me of the awesome mod where you defend the Sarsaparilla Company from an army of mechanized Nuka-Cola machines. The community getting creative is always awesome. PP is good? I mean, considering its damage numbers, I believe that. Also, wait a minute. Did I or did I not recruit Arcade? Is he still in the presidential suite? Follow me?
Lead the way.
Oh, I probably put them on that option when I went to take out Kaisar. You guys will follow, right? Yeah, okay, there we go. I was wondering where they were. I only just realized now. Wait a minute. We're saying bye to Victor now if you're doing the Yes Man route? Victor? Who is that? Who is Victor? Is that one of the robots? If so, then yeah, probably. Oh, that's right.
Suddenly I feel all tingly, and I find I've got a rocket launcher.
That is what happens when you get upgraded. Securitron that saved you. The cowboy Securitron. Oh, the one at the very beginning of the game, who also has like a little shack near the doctor's place. Gotcha. It's been a very long time since I've seen him around. It was really funny. On our entire journey getting to Vegas and just randomly running into him. Wait. I was gonna say, where is he? He's not the one standing right in front of the Lucky 38, right? I think he is. I got some snow globes for you.
You do? Why, that's just
Holy.
wonderful. I'll take them and put them with the rest of the collection.
Snow globes are very profitable. You look different.
How sweet of you to notice, Sugar. I've been upgraded to the Mark II software, and it's peachy having these high explosive weapons fully accessible.
Later. Look, man, he saved my life. That was all he did. I don't owe him anything. I'll even murder his master. There's Victor. Sup, man?
Well, howdy, partner. Good to see you again. Boss is waiting for you upstairs, so get a move on.
Thank you.
Enjoy your visit.
Goodbye, Victor. So where in the world are my companions? Does nobody follow me around anymore? What the frick? Guys?
Lead the way.
What's going on here?
What's up? See you around.
Why is it automatically going to wait here? They don't follow you around the Lucky 38? Not allowed. Oh. What if I dip down to the casino? Then they show up. But if I go out to the presidential suite, I guess they just stand there, wherever they're supposed to be? Okay. I'll leave you to it then. Sorry, Jane. It has to be done. Actually, where am I going for this? Up there? How do I get up there?
Starting combat. Just kidding.
Not gonna lie, I thought it went to an unrestricted area. God damn it. What's up, House? Don't mind me. Just trying to figure out how to kill you. Open antechamber. Unauthorized user, proceed. Sure, hell yeah. Oh, cool.
Searching.
Later, dudes. Unlock control room elevator. Yes. Cool. Holy shit! Ow! My ass!
That's all.
Somebody gonna interrupt me here? Oh! Hey, dude. What's up? I guess I can't talk to him. Well, it is what it is. Microbial infection risks proceed. Yeah! What up? Hey, man. How you feeling? Actually, a mummy. I feel like this particular model is a lot more detailed than some of the other things that we've seen.
Why have you done this? Centuries of preparation. So much good undone.
It's just good business. I don't like you. By Kaiser's command. Yes Man needs you out of the way. To get the Yes Man ending, I'm gonna assume we're gonna need to pick this one.
Your vanity project doomed to fail.
Doomed. Time for you to die. You won't be able to control anything, but I'll let you live. I'll put you back in your tube good as new. Letting Mr. House live is probably a really bad choice. Yes, do it. Do what? Chat, what should I do here? I think it is time for him to go. It is time for you to die, Mr. House. You have too many ambitions. Why? He's harmless? Bust out a golf club to make a reference? Let him live, it's not the Jedi way? There's an achievement if you do it with a golf club. Oh my god. I don't think I have one on hand, unfortunately. Did not go for a melee build, but... it's not the Jedi way. If we let him live, though, we might get some extra lore, I suppose. Yeah, sure.
No! Don't disable Cerebral!
Actually, this is probably worse for him.
Killed. Just kill me.
I love it when my acts of kindness are pure evil. And I absolutely hate it when my acts of pure evil turn out to be the good thing to do. It just makes absolutely no sense. Disable cerebral interface. They will be unable to control subsystems. Yes. Aha. You have irrevocably disconnected Mr. House. That I have done. The house has gone bust. Oh no, I've lost karma and now I'm evil. So, you want to talk about it? Yes, that I have done. I guess he's just gonna chill here for now. Probably forever. Well, until he dies of an infection. Sorry, dude.
Use of force has been authorized. Goodbye.
Not on me, thankfully. Rips his voice box out. Do you want to talk about it? Look. I am much more mad than I am scientist, alright, guys? Who knew that people couldn't talk if you took out their voice box? I wonder where this leads to then. Do I activate the console? Do I go back to Yes Man and that would lead to the ending? Probably. Yo. Follow me.
Lead the way.
Here we go. We did it, Patrick! We saved Mr. House! Victor, no! I never even remembered you until my chat told me, and now you're gone forever. Anyways, you want to talk about it?
What's up? I'm really very bored. It could be better, but really?
God damn it, Arcade. What does his girlfriend say about it? Oh, I did not talk to the wife. I might come back to do that. We'll see. Okay, so I should need only 2 trust points now? I guess we never even got one. Or maybe we only have 1. So, to start it, 1 point for traveling with Arcade to the crashed vertibird southwest of Camp Searchlight. The point is not gained until Arcade's dialogue chain ends. Crashed vertibird, Camp Searchlight.
See you around.
Read the note that was added. A tragedy has befallen all mankind. Robert Edwin House, 261, President, CEO, and sole proprietor of the New Vegas Strip, industrialist and technologist, founder, president, and CEO of the multi-billion-dollar pre-war robotics and software corporation, Robco Industries, has died. Jesus. Just the very beginning paragraph is almost as long as all of Cetra's titles put together. But not quite. Generally recognized by Mr. House to be mankind's only hope of long-term survival, Mr. House's passing may well sound a death knell for the entire human race. People literally cannot survive without this man. Lost forever is his bounty of knowledge concerning human longevity, the depth and breadth of which could, as he was apt to say, fill several textbooks. He was not exaggerating. Though he did not achieve his goal of functional immortality, let us not forget that he died at the age of 261. How many people do that? I mean, come on. Also, lost forever are House's singular personality, force of will, vision, and leadership ability. The probability of an equally capable figure emerging from the current human population to lead mankind to a future of equivalent quality is less than 0.000112%. By objective measures too complex to detail in this obituary. He wrote this himself, didn't he? Personality and force of will. Born June 25th, 2020, House was orphaned at an early age when his parents died in a freak accident. Autogyro and lightning. Though cheated of his inheritance, House attended the prestigious institute in Massachusetts and founded Robco Industries on his 22nd birthday. Within 5 years, it was one of the most profitable corporations on Earth. Damn, at the age of 22. What were you guys doing at the age of 22? Helping Yes Man doesn't matter to Arcade. He wanted independent New Vegas, which would include a house New Vegas. But I think... I mean, there's specifically a thing for Yes Man written here. But I suppose that other scenario also works. You can still get it, depending through multiple endings. Yeah, I have to install Yes Man on the Lucky 38 mainframe. And I don't have any Kaisar's Legion fame, indicating to Arcade that they design NCR Victory at Hoover Dam but at Independent Vegas. Or if one complete all the followers relevant side quests, the quest will trigger with just 2 trust points. Hopefully we'll get that. I'll try installing Yes Man, but if Yes Man gets installed and Arcade's quest doesn't trigger, we'll just have to go around trying to get more trust points. Vision. By 2065, House was certain that an atomic war would soon devastate the planet. At great personal expense, he developed technologies to ensure the structural integrity of the city of Las Vegas, as it was known at the time. On the day of the Great War, 77 atomic warheads targeted the city. Mr. House defeated them all. Talk about vision. That is not true. But there's a lot of things that aren't true with this one. Leadership. Mr. House survived the war, of course, and would later recruit the three families, negotiate the Treaty of New Vegas, and rebuild the Vegas Strip. While these achievements yielded many immediate benefits, they were all part of House's master plan to reignite mankind's quest for technological advancement, a plan without which the human race has nowhere to go and nowhere to turn. We'll revise and finish this up later, have set the age at death to update automatically. Obit makes salient points, but pearls before swine, of course. Let's hope the ingrates never have cause to read it. Who knows how many of them are even literate? Damn. You're telling me that Mr. House looked down on other people? Impossible. Anyways, Yes Man was in Gamora, right? I don't have
Welcome back to Gamora. I know you're good for it, but you're still gonna have to leave your weapons with me.
Alright.
You'll get these back on your way out.
I think he was in Benny's room, but I don't recall exactly where Benny's room is. It has been a while. Which floor?
I've heard that Securitrons are nastier than ever.
Hops? Oh, okay. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I would like my weapons back, please. Hops should be over this way, right? Ultralux. Tops. Here we go.
Hey, baby doll. Welcome to the Tops Hotel and Casino.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna have to ask you to hand over any weapons you might be carrying.
Sure.
Smooth and easy, just the way I like it. Don't worry, they'll be as safe as kittens till you're ready to leave. Oh, and a friendly word of advice. If you happen to stumble across any weapons during your stay here, well, just don't wear them openly. You dig? Now that we got that little business out of the way, what can I do to make your Tops experience the tops?
Goodbye.
Have a good time, baby. That's the chick who killed Caesar.
I wasn't expecting them to say that. I think that's the first time anybody actually acknowledged that fact. That's the Aces Theater. Is there an elevator or something? I have no memory of this place. I apparently have the key to here. Was this it?
Who do you think is cuter, Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, this was the room where Benny died in. And Yes Man should be... Yes Man should be... Okay, no, this might not have been the room Benny died in. Where the frick? Wrong floor? Damn it. Why don't I get the key to the presidential suite then? Because I was just a good person to them. Through here? That's a courtyard.
Ring a ding, baby.
Ring a ding. I didn't mean to lockpick that. Oh no. Which elevator? Office upstairs. Probably not that. I guess the regular elevator's back here. To the 13th floor. That sounds about right. it down here? Which room? The double doors? Here? Oh, Benny! Hey, what's up, man? I can't believe we just left you here. Nobody noticed this yet? Has nobody come to take away the body? Well, I'll just move it over here then. Just inconspicuously. There you go. Have a good night's rest, Benny. Forever. Yes, man. Wait, where are you? Oh, deeper in. The basement? Wait. What? Requires a key to open. Huh? Yes, man. No! Huh? Yes, man, why? Why have you done this to me? Why have you locked yourself? I'm pretty sure we go down that elevator and then we meet Yes Man, no? Huh? I didn't accidentally get rid of a key, yeah? That shouldn't be possible, right? We had to go this way? No, there's nothing over this way. It's the only thing where Benny escapes on the tops and gets kidnapped by Caesar. Oh. Wait, then where's Yes Man? Was it not this way? Is my memory faulty? I know that it kind of is right now, but... This seems wrong? Fallout New Vegas is not a buggy game. So... Yeah, I don't know what to do anymore. Yes Man might be outside? Outside the Lucky 38? Nani? I guess he was just so tiny that I ended up missing him.
Hey, your mama, what's the haps?
I'm not your mom, bro. I guess Yes Man understood immediately that Mr. House isn't here anymore, so he left. Oh. Mate? No? Yes, man? Yes, man? It's just the Securitrons.
Starting combat. Just kidding.
Mr. Holdout. Different casino? Oh, is it this Securitron? Is that you? Yeah! You're not tiny. I guess I got you mixed up with the Muggy.
Oh! Hi again! Can I help you with something else?
Mr. House is out of the picture. Actually, wait a minute. Just in case I accidentally fumble and get the ending immediately.
Oh! Hi again! You already took care of Mr. House? Wow, you work fast.
Ready for you to join me.
Mr. House is out of the picture and you have the platinum chip? Wonderful. Let's go.
Thank you for the hydro wasabi. Make sure to drink water too, my dudes. Been an hour and 35 since we started streaming. And we still haven't gotten to the companion quest. Work pass, you did 3 DLCs. True. Alright, you guys hang out here, I guess.
Hi! This is big, huh? A very big moment. Here goes. I'll just take that platinum chip off your hands. Thanks. Wish me luck.
Right? Oh shit. I think we're now just locked into the ending. Oh god!
Wow. Mr. House had quite a setup here. I can access his databanks and view telemetry on every Securitron on the network. Every Securitron on the network has been upgraded. Pretty neat, huh? The Securitrons at the fort are on standby. I see a status log here confirming that the Mark II OS upgrade installed correctly. They'll be all set to go once we boost my transmitting power and bring them online with the network. But we'll worry about that later.
Alrighty, goodbye then. Good night, Enbert. Have a good night's rest.
Hope to see you soon.
Okay. Never mind then, yeah. Wait, quest? No! I tabbed when the quest thing appeared. It's fine. I guess all we have to do if I want to finish the game is just talk to Yes Man. So now that he's installed here, do you want to be my friend now, Arcade? I have unlimited power, so you probably should.
What's up?
What's your opinion?
I think you're on the right track. The only way to ensure relative safety and independence for the people of New Vegas is to prevent others from taking control of the region. That means no NCR, no Mr. House, and no Legion.
Hey, there you go. Tell me about yourself.
I'm really very boring.
Never mind.
All right.
All right.
See you around.
Quest? You can tell me whenever you want to. I'm right here.
I need to talk to you about something.
There we go.
If you have a minute.
Sure.
Any day now? Caesar's going to try to march across Hoover Dam and kick NCR out of the
Well, not Caesar, but yeah.
We're getting caught up in something important out here. Hell, after how you handled Benny, you're practically right in the middle of all this. I know I'm just along for the ride, but it's made me think about the past and how I might be able to help out.
What are you talking about?
I wasn't always with the followers, or with the NCR. My late father was an officer in a group called the Enclave, a remnant of America's pre-war government. Memories being short around here, not a whole lot of people remember them. But they did bad things. Terrorized communities, kidnapped people. Eventually someone stopped them. I was born a few years later at a military base on the coast, a place called Navarro.
Where did the Enclave go?
A lot of different places. I only know what I was told. Some of them were cut down by the NCR and the Brotherhood. Some of them went east. My mother never told me what happened to my father, but she and I went south with some others and integrated into the NCR. When the NCR learned that Enclave personnel had integrated, we kept moving to the fringes. It's one of the reasons why I wound up out here.
Do we actually get to meet Arcade's father in Fallout 2? Or I suppose decide his fate? Enclave are arguably the main antagonists of the Fallout series. Well, they were kind of like the people in the shadows working to make all of this happen in the first place, yeah? From my understanding. What happened to Navarro?
After the Enclave's command structure fell apart, it was only a matter of time before Navarro was overrun by NCR forces. My mother and I left with some of the troopers from my father's old unit, the same people I've kept in contact with over the years. Anyone who didn't get out was killed by the NCR. Even some of the ones who escaped were eventually hunted down by the Brotherhood of Steel.
Where are you going with all this?
The Enclave did a lot of bad things, but there were good people at Navarro. Good people with a lot of experience. Not many of them are alive anymore, but I think they can make a difference in the fight against Caesar.
You want them to help NCR?
That's a hard question to answer. I know I don't want the Legion to take Hoover Dam. So militarily, yes, I want them to help NCR. If possible, I'd like to figure out a way to help the NCR win Hoover Dam without holding New Vegas.
Say no more.
Great. I'd like you to talk to the old-timers, the remnants. I don't think I can convince them by myself. To them, I'm still a kid. But you're a big part of what's happening out here. When you talk to them, they'll understand how important this all is. I've kept in contact with them over the years, so I know where you can find them. But I doubt they'll open up to you unless I come along. I know I'm not always the most serious guy around, but this means a lot to me. Thanks.
No worries. I just hope none of them are wearing hats. Right, Rex? We never met Arcade Sr. in Fallout 2, even though he was stationed somewhere in Navarro base. Gotcha. Just a dude in the background, I suppose. With Arcade convinced the remnants to reunite for one last battle. Dr. Henry. Daisy Whitman? Cannibal Johnson? Do we want to talk to that guy? Okay. What a few places to get to. The pawn shop. The iBots like EDE are Enclave tech. That's why I said some stuff about not being comfortable around EDE before. Oh. The lore deep. Oh! Oh!
If the NCR
You?
got to worry about Caesar no more, it's sticking around for the attractions.
Arcade asked me to find you. I'm gathering the remnants.
Hello, Arcade. Making some new friends, are you? Why the need for a bunch of old war horses like us?
You'll be the element of surprise.
Swooping in on a vertibird, guns blazing? Haven't done that in years, but all right, I'm in. None of this means a thing if the rest of the group doesn't show up, though. Oh, and you'll need my part of the passphrase to get into the bunker. Navarro.
Bunker? Tell me about the old days.
I miss those days sometimes. We all had a purpose, you know? I admit that some of the folks in charge were pretty ruthless. The rest of us, though, we were just trying to civilize things. The NCR was still new, and it didn't look like they'd last all that long. Then we lost the oil rig, and shortly after that, the base at Navarro. Nobody left except us remnants.
What happened to the Enclave oil rig?
Internal sabotage took down the oil rig. Never did get the full story. The NCR took out Navarro, saying we posed a threat to the region.
I mean, you probably did. Yo, what's up, Rockin' Bird? Has been a while. I'd like to know more about your former squad.
I was the officer in charge, and Johnson and Moreno were my heavy hitters. Henry handled tech things, and Whitman flew the chopper. Johnson and Moreno never got along, and I had my hands full keeping those two apart some days. It was a difference in philosophy, mostly. Mercy was not part of Moreno's vocabulary.
All right.
Uh-huh.
What happened to the oil rig?
Judah Krieger is the
Fallout
glue
2 player.
that's kept us all together over the years, and with good reason. Anyone who can command Moreno and Johnson in the same unit without somebody getting fragged is one hell of a leader. Krieger was polite and kind, but never warm. He always did his best to make me feel welcome in the group. I think he did it out of a sense of loyalty to my father. Loyalty means a lot to Judah. Not loyalty to the Enclave, or even the ideals they fought for, but to the people who served with him.
Yep, we have one more DLC to go through. But I do want to get to Arcade's companion quest at least. Don't know if we're going to do everybody's though. We might just do Arcade's and then head to the DLC. They're loyal to you too?
Sometimes I wonder how much of my father they see in me. They went through a lot together, but my family went through it too. I'm glad they've watched out for me all these years. Maybe someday I can return the favor.
Maybe sooner rather than later. Somebody in Jacobstown. Is this Cannibal Johnson? Oh wait, who is Arcade's VA again? I know we probably talked about this, but been a while. Oh no, it's a doctor! You know, I'm not surprised by this one. This guy's been a G.
Is there something else I can do for you?
Ah, I see. Who else did he voice? Zachary, that is. I don't recognize that name, unfortunately. Arcade Gannon has asked me to gather all the former members of the Enclave of the Mojave.
I'm intrigued, so I'll go to this reunion. I'll be handing things over to Calamity, so talk to her if anything comes up. Oh, you'll need my word from the passphrase to get into the bunker. Friends. Don't forget it.
Friends? Later.
Yes, yes.
Doc Henry always was a hard one to figure out. It didn't seem to matter whether he was working with humans or dogs. He had an equal lack of affection for both. A regular Diogenes. I'm not sure what the man was after. Knowledge is power, but to what end for Henry, I have no idea. The problem was what mattered to him, not its practical impact. He simply solved riddles because they existed.
Enclave's plan in Fallout 2 was to release a virus that would kill anyone who had their DNA altered by radiation. Which, yeah. Considering there's a nuclear fallout, that's everybody. Unfortunately. Shazam. That I wouldn't know. I think Shazam is a DC superhero? I don't know much. Apart from Batman, I'm sorry. His work was what mattered to him.
Not everyone dreams of being a revolutionary, I suppose. Maybe we can't all change the world. Maybe it's enough just to do good for the short time that we're here. No one's going to sing Doc Henry's praises when he's gone. But he's probably saved more lives than I ever will.
Wind Rider and Tangled. I seen Tangled. Oh, male lead. Okay. I was gonna say, who's Flynn? Been a while since I watched it, but okay. Yeah. Makes sense. I don't recall his voice exactly, but... And didn't Shazam recently get like a movie adaptation too? Actually, weren't there a couple of movies with Shazam? I don't recall seeing them though, but I think it's like some kid who gains powers from a sorcerer of sorts in order to fend back the evil, and then he turns into this buff-ass dude after saying Shazam! I think. I am very much a casual when it comes to the comic book side of things. I'm trying to learn about Marvel at the moment, but it's slow going.
Looks like I forgot to lock the doors again. If you're with the NCR, get out.
Never seen you
This place
before.
is mine, and I'm not leaving.
Not missing much? Though the first one is pretty alright. Gotcha. I'm gonna have to check it out then. The thing with DC is that I feel like a lot of the movies are in the same dark tone with desaturated colors, so getting one that's a bit more comedic, I think it's a nice twist on the superhero genre for DC, that is. That you could say that about basically every Marvel movie though. Like the Marvel jokes is a meme for a reason. Arcade and I were looking for you. We're gathering the remnants.
Been a while, Arcade. So, what's the point of all this? Can't find any younger mercenaries?
Your advanced level of tech would be useful in settling things between the NCR and the Legion.
Is that right? The million-dollar question is, who exactly are we settling?
Do you have a preference?
I wouldn't mind cutting down a few platoons of NCR troopers with my old Gatling laser.
Damn. I want to help the Legion defeat the NCR. That's what I was thinking too. Are you coming to the thing or what? Help the Legion defeat the NCR. You coming to the thing or what?
Oh, I'll come. But depending on the plan, I might not be staying. Keep that in mind. Arcade might have mentioned there's a passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My part is remember.
Oh boy. What did you do when you were with the Enclave?
Heavy weapons trooper. Nothing better than hosing down a target with an excess of bullets and laser fire.
This guy likes to fire everything.
Things, not much was left standing. Any morons who didn't run when they saw me coming got what they deserved. Back then, it was war. If we'd been on the winning side, I'd be called a hero.
That's how it goes. And the unfortunate part about DC movies is I feel like they rush things in order to catch up to the MCU, but without the proper setup, it just didn't land. Plus the whole debacle with the Justice League movie cut being really, really bad, and then the Zack Snyder cut coming out much later, only because fans were like, come on, release the Snyder cut for so many years, and it made the movie a lot better than what it originally was when it released in theaters, but still. I think DC probably has a better grasp on the animated movies than they do live action. That being said, I think there was a new Superman movie. I've seen trailers of it. I haven't watched them. I've just seen thumbnails for them, so I might have to look at that. I've heard good things about the trailer, at least. Enclave tech is even better than Brotherhood of Steel. I suppose in that aspect, Enclave tech would be like pre-war, like before everything went to shit, so I can understand why. Whereas Brotherhood of Steel would be more like gathering all the tech that is left currently. Or maybe I'm wrong, but that's just what I think that would be if they had different tech. That's gonna be the first part of the rebooted series as Zack Snyder is leaving. Okay, cool beans. Hopefully they do it right this time and they give everybody the proper time that they need for any epic moments to land. So, No, Brotherhood of Steel is pre-war. Enclave is post-war. So even greater technology. Brotherhood of Steel is just collecting while Enclave is like developing. Continue to develop tech after the apocalypse. Okay, there you go. Gotcha. Do you have something against the NCR?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe. The NCR makes a habit out of wrecking homes. I came out here to get away from them. Didn't work out so well. Next thing I know, I'm squatting in their land. Never mind that I already been living here for years.
Not anymore, unfortunately. What do you do around here?
I don't do anything. I'm retired.
What did you do before then?
I was a soldier. Why do you even care? I came out here to forget about the past, so quit bringing it up.
I see. That would have been the dialogue initially.
What's up?
Right, well...
Moreno took the fall of the Enclave hard. He never questioned his orders, never questioned the legitimacy of what the Enclave was doing. To him, it was all one unbroken chain, from Washington to Richardson. When we left Navarro, I remember looking up at Moreno. He said, "Kiss America goodbye, boys." When we left the Enclave behind, the love in him burned itself out. Now there's just a bitter old man left.
I mean, even before then, he seemed like a really good soldier who was willing to commit acts that others would not if he was ordered to. I get the type. I think a man should know when to let go.
It's been decades, you know. By now, he's been out of the Enclave longer than he was in. Most people know when to hang it up and start over. But not Moreno.
Sometimes in life, it just doesn't go your way. Thank goodness it didn't go your way. But, yeah. Yeah, you gotta know when to stop. Oh, what's up, dudes? Nobody's attacking me anymore. That's nice. Zig Richardson was the president of the Enclave during the events of Fallout 2. Only Enclave members are able to vote. That sounds fair and just. Is this the cannibal? Who's living out here? What is this? Oh, yep. Cannibal Johnson's cave. Please don't eat me. Doggo? Sorry, I'm gonna jump out. Oh! Oh! Rearm. And then activate. Disarm. Ow. My leg. Yowzers. I guess I don't know why Rex at Arcade stopped. You wanna talk?
Well, it's about damn time. What took you... Oh.
Oh?
I've been in the Reaper's shadow for a long time now, and I thought he'd finally showed up to collect. He's just mocking me now.
Sound like you're eager to die.
There's a twitch in my trigger finger. I've lost my eagle eyes, and the other day I could have sworn I heard Sergeant Dornan chewing me out. I'm old, and I'm starting to feel it. It's not pleasant, especially when you know your mind's slipping away. And we all gotta go sometime. But I was hoping for something a little more heroic.
Who's Sergeant Dornan?
He was a drill instructor I knew. He was also the meanest bastard I've ever known. Once he caught this private out of uniform, and old Dornan went off on the most ear-blistering rant known to man. It was inspiring.
You gotta look up a video of him at some point. Sergeant Dornan. Alright. I'll take a look at it after stream. You're out of your uniform, soldier? Where is your power armor? I can imagine the intensity of a sergeant. You served in the military.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. Things were better back then.
Were they? Tell me about yourself.
What do you want to know?
So are you accountable?
Ha! I'm not saying. It's part of my mystique, after all.
Speech 30.
The truth of it is that I did cut out a raider's heart, but only took a bite to mess with his buddies. They had me surrounded, and I went with the first thing that came to mind. Some ran, and the rest were startled just long enough.
Whatever level of intensity you're imagining, it's not the level of what his voice acting was. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. You should react to all the Fallout 1 and 2 talking heads. We'll see. I mean, once I finish New Vegas, I'll probably do some Fallout lore stuff. I've been meaning to, but I didn't want to spoil myself on anything in the game, so... You live out here by yourself?
Sure do. Had a wife for a while. Tribal girl, really pretty eyes. But she's been gone a long time now. Well, ain't like I've got places to be.
Arcade asked me to gather all the remaining members of the Enclave.
Thought I recognized the fellow with you. So what's this reunion all about then?
Talking heads are characters that receive voice acting. Oh, gotcha. So not everything was voiced in that game. So then was Fallout New Vegas the first Fallout game to get full voice acting? He thinks their experience and technology will help resolve the conflict in this region. That sounds like a nice way to put it.
Well, now there's an interesting idea. Do a bit of good before we're all dead and forgotten. You can count me in. Oh, and in case Arcade forgot to mention it, there's a 5-word passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My word is old. Appropriate, huh?
If I had to pick anyone who didn't belong in the Enclave, it would definitely be Johnson. He hated what the Enclave was doing.
Day to day, week to week, he would question orders, subvert mission objectives, do anything he could to serve without serving. It's amazing he was never court-martialed. He always had good things to say about my father. Said I was like him in a lot of ways. I wish I knew.
He does seem like the chill dude. The chill old gruff soldier who's been through a lot. Fallout 3 was the first 3D fully voiced game. First game made following the Bethesda purchase. Gotcha. So where does New Vegas fall on the timeline then? Was it after 3? I thought it was like Fallout 1, 2, New Vegas, and then 3, but I don't know the Fallout series. Why worry about it? You don't have to be your father. Yeah, be
I
you.
grew up without him. I'll always feel like something is missing from my life, but you're right. It's not like I'm the only kid in the wasteland who's grown up without a dad. Johnson always said my father was a good man. If that's the only thing about me that's like him, that's enough for me.
I mean, I don't live in a wasteland, but I did grow up without a dad. Never felt like that held me back in any way.
We haven't seen anybody in a while. Maybe the monsters have stealth suits too.
Granted. It was a point of interest for a lot of kids to make fun of me though. 1, 2, 3, New Vegas, and then 4. Gotcha. Fallout 3 and New Vegas take place at similar times. Thing is though, do I have to play another Fallout game? How long is that gonna take me? Oh god. I don't know if I'm gonna play another Fallout game, to be honest though, guys, after we finish New Vegas. Like, it's been fun, but the style of these games might not be for me. We'll see. I wouldn't necessarily count it out, though. You never know in the future. It happens in 2277. New Vegas is in 2281. Gotcha. Very close by, then. What's up?
With those fiends on the run, I should have fine weather for
Oh my god,
flying.
those eyes.
It's times like these that make me miss it all.
Oh, 76 is even before Fallout 1. Interesting. Okay, it asked me to find you. Actually, let's talk about the other things first. You were a pilot?
Vertibird pilot.
Perfect.
71 missions and only lost 1 chopper. Rotor malfunction over Klamath. Hard landing, but I walked away.
What do you do in Novak?
I help folks strip down the more complicated bits of salvage they bring in. Engines mostly. The bits and pieces we take out are usually worth more than the whole thing put together.
Did you fly for NCR?
4? No, not exactly. It was a long time ago. Things are a lot different these days, and those days are way behind me.
Well, TK, if you're gonna put it like Bethesda doing Fallout is like Disney doing Star Wars, then I think I'll stay away from that one. Oh, Star Wars was so good. Until it wasn't. Maybe it still can be. You never know. Arcade asked me to find you. I'm reuniting the remnants. We need a pilot.
Told you everything about us, did he? Well, it's been a while since I've had my hands on the controls of a vertibird. There's a chance I could crash us in the middle of Lake Mead. That place seems to attract aircraft for some reason. But if I get one more chance to fly, count me in. I'll be there. My part of the passphrase is dear.
Gain access to the remnants bunker. Roger that. How did you like flying vertibirds for the Enclave?
I was never happier than when I was in the cockpit. I was able to go just about anywhere and everywhere, limited only by the fuel I could carry. There were more than a few missions where I took the scenic route home just so I could stay in the air. Caught hell for it every time, but worth it. Some of the things we did were questionable, I know. That's just how it
Questionable
was back
might
then.
be putting it lightly.
Figure I've done enough good to make up for any sins, anyhow.
You sure about that? We'll see. You know, I heard about how the hype about how good Andor is. I think I have. I haven't checked it out personally, though. The last thing from Star Wars that I thought was pretty good was Rogue One. And after that, I just kind of gave up on the series. Later.
Watch your six out there.
Alright.
Since my mother died, Daisy's been the only woman in my life. She was the only other woman close to my father, too. She flew him out on over a dozen missions, including his last. I've always been close to Daisy. There have been some good men along the way, but lovers make poor confidants. Daisy never had children of her own, so she was always there to listen. Being in the Enclave didn't mean much to her. She just loved to fly. It broke her heart to be grounded.
It was an important part of her life. Why shouldn't she enjoy it?
As screwed up as it sounds, at least she was a part of something. Granted, it was something admittedly pretty bad, but it was something. If you spent the first half of your life flying Enclave troopers in a vertibird, I suppose picking over pre-war rocket parts doesn't quite compare.
Andor's a Rogue One prequel about one of the characters. Oh, gotcha. And yeah, I do agree. She does seem pretty chill. There's a lot of different people from this Enclave. Granted, the group as a whole, from what you guys described, was not the greatest, and they had a pretty messed up goal, but that doesn't necessarily mean everyone involved in there was of the same mind, or of the same intensity. Although I suppose you could say that about any group out there in the world. Feet that way. Will the Cazador still attack me? We'll see. I'll finally get to use Pew Pew. I've never heard that specifically, TK, but from what I can imagine, I would guess that it would be pretty similar. Things happened. Some bad things happened. And that was in the past. Yeah, exactly, Dino. Oftentimes people don't get a choice. Or that's really all that they know. Doesn't really excuse it, but it's understandable. Well, like, would we be any different if we were born in that position? Appears that some sort of passphrase needs to be entered in order to open the nearby door. I suppose you could discover this earlier, but you just couldn't open it. Dear old friends, remember Navarro. Ooh. This is quite similar to the Brotherhood of Steel. Ooh. Ooh. Can I have it? Oh, is this like a lift and it goes up to the ground floor? Hi. Hopefully this goes well.
You ever seen one of those range? Glad to see you made it here all right. So, who are we going up against?
I want you to help the NCR hold onto the dam. Help the Legion take over the dam. How are you going to deploy your squad? Actually, let's ask the neutral questions first.
Moreno, Johnson, Henry, and I will be the boots on the ground. Whitman will stay with the vertibird.
What is this place?
This was a minor refueling station for vertibirds. It seemed an appropriate place to stash our equipment if we ever needed it. I'm surprised this place hasn't fallen apart. When I put it into standby mode, I expected to return to it within a few years, not decades.
Want to help NCR hold on to the dam?
Then that's the plan. We're gonna have a problem with Moreno, though. He won't like that we're helping the NCR. You'll have to talk to him.
Will Moreno be a liability? Uh-oh. We don't need him. What's his problem with the NCR?
Day one, we didn't. It's as simple as that. The rest of us moved on while Moreno didn't. Still, I'm not convinced Moreno hates the NCR as much as he thinks he does. You still might be able to talk him out of leaving.
We do have 100 in speech, so it'll probably be fine. But yeah, I assume that to get the yes man ending, you need the NCR to at least win. They'll eradicate the Legion, and then we take over New Vegas. Nobody wants the Legion to win the Battle of Hoover Dam. I'm actually kind of curious. What happens if the Legion wins the battle? I guess things just kind of go to shit. Has anybody played as a part of the Legion? I can't imagine why you would. Unless if you just wanted to see, like, the bad ending. Or be the bad guy. I'll talk to him.
You've got only one chance at this. I know Moreno. Once he's made up his mind about something, there's no changing it. Soldiers in black armor? I wouldn't want to make one of those mad.
Where is Moreno? Back out here?
I didn't come all the way out here.
Holy shit!
Save the fucking NCR. I'm out.
Sweet JD. The remnants come in, guns blazing, showing the NCR how it's done. You don't want that? Come on, man!
I can't believe you've actually talked me into this. Fine, I'm in. But don't expect me to hold my fire if any NCR troops get in the way.
That's fair enough.
Thanks for doing this. Getting them all back together again. I'll be honest, when Moreno started going off, I didn't think we'd all be walking out of there in one piece. I still don't know how this is all gonna shake out in the end, but at least the Enclave can atone a bit for all the damage it's done.
Game ends and you get different slides. The big brain. True, Steve, true. That is what happens. They occupy pretty much all territory aside from Jacobstown. I guess even they can't take over Jacobstown. Sometimes people roleplay as a bad guy. I try to do so, but I just feel bad. Unless if it's funny. And welcome, Average Gecko. You've certainly done your part.
I've been wondering about Daisy and the others for so long, I still haven't figured out what I should do. I mean, I'm not like them. I was born at Navarro and my father served with them, but I wasn't really part of the Enclave. It seems presumptuous of me to think I could join the fight, even if this is a cause worth fighting for. Because I know when fighting breaks out at the dam, all hell is going to break loose in Freeside. They're going to need every doctor they can get.
If you're so sure it's going to be a bloodbath, maybe you should stay in Freeside. What happens in Freeside won't make any difference if the Legion takes the dam. Fight with them. I wonder if this is going to have any effect on it. Because I do want him to fight with them. I think that would be really cool. But also, I'm afraid Arcade might die. I guess we'll take the risk.
I'm surprised to hear you say that. I thought you had a problem with people who hold on to the past. Suiting up to fight against Caesar with the Navarro veterans seems like, I don't know, like a kid playing dress-up in his father's clothes.
You're right. Freeside needs doctors and needs you. You aren't like the others, Arcade. You're still young. It's up to you to decide who you want to be. Ooh. I'd rather see that.
True enough. Maybe I can't fill my father's shoes. I wouldn't even know how. But if following in his footsteps for a while means I can do some good out here, I'll do my best. I need to go do something. I won't be gone long, but I'll catch up with you later. Thanks for your help with the others. It means a lot to me.
We'll see how it goes. Legion are kind of brutal, realistic evil, not over-the-top fun cartoon evil. That's kind of my issue with them, yeah. If they were cartoonish evil, I'd probably be able to get behind their cause, not gonna lie. But the things that they've done, and the way that they think about other people, it's really hard to do anything for them. NCR hates the Enclave, they won't let them off, including Arcade, regardless of whether they help. Well, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna send killer robots after everybody, so who cares what they think? We'll tread on the bear. I don't think they're gonna be able to fight back. And we also have plenty of firepower, personally.
Strip all lit up? You can see it for miles.
Moreno's a stubborn son of a bitch, but he's also tougher than any of us. I'm glad you were able to talk him into staying. Since Whitman will be staying with the Vertibird, she's offered to give her old suit of power armor to you. You'll need special training to use it properly, so talk to her as soon as you get the chance.
Hell yeah.
The training might take several hours, so keep that in mind.
No worries. It'll probably take a few in-game seconds.
I appreciate you keeping Orion in the group. Since I won't be needing my armor, makes the cockpit a bit cramped, you should take it. It'll take a few hours to show you how to use it properly, so let's get started.
Sheriff, that should keep the powder gangers away.
Powder gangers? We're talking about them right now? Alright. Hell yeah. Power. Oh my god.
Did I do something wrong?
No, but you're not power armor. Dang. I got some really big shoulders. What do they call this? Like, shoulder pauldrons? I almost look like I'm a space marine. Okay. Well, that's that, I think. So, what I'm guessing happens now then is, depending on my chosen ending, I'll probably see, like, an extra cutscene or whatever, in regards to them coming in to fight at the dam. Which means that, well, unless we want to do the other companion quest too, all that there would be left is the reunion. I really want to know who the heck this courier is that we keep talking about. This courier that isn't me, that knows about me, and has been to all the other places that we've been to. You can just wait 24 hours here for Arcade to come back? Oh, okay. I shall do so. Bam. The Fallout 2 intro, that does these suits proper justice. Cool beans. Yeah, whenever I check out more about like Fallout lore and stuff, I'll see if I spot anything cool like that. Keep those in mind. You should do the companion quest. Thing is, I don't know if I'm like interested in all of them. It might also just be the case of like, they are more than they seem. And I would only know if I actually got to know them better by doing their quest. I don't see him here. He's not down here. Is he up top? What if I leave and come back?
Like I said, I needed to go do something. This is it. It belonged to my father. Since you convinced me to help out with the defense of Hoover Dam, I figured I'd haul it out of storage. I'm a little rusty with it, but I think I can manage. As long as you got my back, of course.
The design on the power armor is quite interesting. I feel as if there's so many open weak spots. Like, are those energy capacitors that are just sticking out of his head? If that is what they are. Like, necessary for the suit to run? If so, then you can just shoot those off. But I guess the issue is shooting them off in the first place. Okay, well, I guess Arcade just disappears. He'll show up at the fight. Although I don't think that's a fight that we play out. Okay. If we were to do a companion quest, who do you guys suggest? I can't remember all the companions that we have, not gonna lie. But considering the writing for this game, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. The Tesla coils. I'm presuming then that they're just so sturdy that they wouldn't break. Yours don't have those? Oh yeah, true. We still do have the pipes leading into our head. Is that like to provide oxygen? Or ventilation? Or maybe both. Boone? Which quests have you already done? Arcade and the girl? What's her name? Raoul. The Brotherhood of Steel one. Also, we did EDEs. Does Rex have one? Lily. Okay, let me just search up all the companion quests. Good boy. Cass? Is Cass the Brotherhood of Steel girl? Because if so, I'm pretty sure I did her first. She was like the most fun character out of all the companions that I met, personally. Okay, we did EDE, we did Arcade. Nothing but a hound dog. Hell is that? Okay, there's like what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different companion quests. Rex's was to fix his brain, gotcha. So if there's 9 and we did 4 of them, that leaves only 5. No, Cass is the redhead lady. Yeah, we already did the quest for her. 4, so that leaves 4. I guess that leaves Lily, Raoul. Well, at least of those who are currently here. Ah, yeah, you're right, Dino. Yeah, and I still have this quest from the freaking Silver Rush to bring her to John Baptiste, which we're not doing that. Okay, What's on to you? Machete.
Oh, it's you. You need something repaired or something?
You want to tag along?
Anything's better than staying here. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Right. Let me search up how to do this one. I'm gonna assume this would be old school ghoul. It just makes sense. Unmarked companion quest. To start the quest, the courier must have first rescued Raoul. That we have done. Recruit him as a companion. One must exhaust the full amount of Raoul's current dialogue options over questions about himself until one gets to the topic about the value of elderly people in society, to which Raoul wonders if they might know any old people who can help prove their point. Raoul, Lily, and Boone? Oh yeah, we haven't done Boone yet. I'd be down to do Boone's. Rose quest might be bugged for you, we'll have to see. If it is, then I guess it's just unfortunate, but...
Over-elaborate mob schemes to take over Vegas. Reminds me of the days...
We'll have to move on. I have some questions.
Questions, boss? You mean you don't know everything there is to know already?
Tell me about Mr. House. He's kind of dead right now.
Just how old do you think I am, boss? Because I can pretty much guarantee I'm older than that. Let me tell you a story from before the Great War. Everybody knew Robert House. He was a genius, a superstar. Founded Robco at 22. Dated Hollywood starlets, the works. They say he saved Las Vegas. I was in Mexico City when the bombs dropped. Even from there, we could see House's defensive rockets shooting down the incoming
So he wasn't lying about that,
Everybody
yeah.
assumed he died in the war.
Obviously.
Maybe he did. But his robots are still out there roaming the waste. And now, a Mr. House rules New Vegas.
You can't seriously think they're the same Mr. House. we already
Maybe
confirmed that, though.
Maybe the new guy is just a clever raider chief with knowledge of history. Maybe he just left instructions for his robots to carry out in his name. Or maybe Robert House uploaded his brain pattern into a computer and rules to this day a godless, soulless machine god. Maybe the whole thing's a crazy coincidence. Who knows?
Sometimes foreshadowing is blatantly obvious. Maybe there's a connection. Can you remember anything else about Robert House?
I remember there were some weird stories about him, especially near the end. There was a tell-all in El Periódico de las Arboridas by a starlet House dated. She said they never, Now don't make me spell it out, boss. Anyway, she said all he wanted to do was scan her brain and make her dress up in different outfits.
Wait. Is that what turned into the Securitron wife that he currently has? That's sickening.
It was quite the scandal, at least in the Latin American tabloid journalism market.
Yes, of course it is.
You're a veritable geyser of curiosity, boss.
You know anything about a goon named Benny? Wears a checkered coat, carries a big pistol.
Benny, huh?
This pistol, I mean.
Doesn't ring a bell. Then again, my brain isn't as sharp as it used to be.
What's your take on the NCR?
They're all right, I suppose. Had a bit of tough going there at the beginning. You know their first town was nearly wiped out by raiders. Anyway, they got their good points and their bad. Just like a lot of the old governments from before the war.
They cut one. There used to be two of them. Veronica still comments as the two were there. Damn. How do you feel about Caesar's Legion?
I don't really have a problem with them. People around here tend to see them as invading marauders planning to burn and pillage the country.
That's kind of what they are, yeah?
But I've been to Arizona, boss. Before the Legion, it was a nasty place. So thick with raiders you couldn't trade with a town 2 miles up the road. Caesar's laws aren't nice, and their actions aren't always pretty. But then neither am I. But you keep me around.
That's one way to put it. But yeah. It's not great, but it's also better than what it was before when there was literally no order. So, downsides, upsides to everything. Reference to Shady Sands nearly being wiped out by the Great Khans. Ah, gotcha. Tell me about New Vegas.
It's big, it's bright, and it's one of the biggest cities still left from before the war. Well, mostly anyway. Used to be just a curiosity. The buildings were pre-war, but it's just as full of raiders and barbarian tribes as any place else. Then Mr. House took over, got the power turned back on, and got the tribes reformed into something civilized. And now they run his casinos for him.
Stability, like I commented before. Horrible, unfair, and not lasting, but stability nonetheless. Very true. Stability with quotation marks. And an asterisk. If all won, the Khans to destroy what would become the NCR, even kidnapping the daughter of the town's mayor. The player defeats the Khans. So, are the Khans that we meet here like the last dregs of what the Great Khans used to be? Like, they used to be a massive force out there until, I suppose, the Legion came about? Rose considered the only companion that can truly side with the Legion. Ah, does that mean if you go like the Legion route, everybody else just doesn't join you or leaves? Because, I mean, both Arcane and Boone definitely ain't gonna be joining you, that's for sure. Don't think there is anything else to do.
Sure, boss.
Right. Let's try and head to the casino. Head out. Hopefully we get some more dialogue. Right.
Angry soldier robots with bazookas. I'm sure they'll be a good police force.
Tell me about yourself.
Sure, boss. What do you want to know?
Let's see. The value of elderly people. How old are you?
Old enough to know better, boss. Old enough to know better. I'm an open book, boss. You forget about me? My name...
Anything else you want to share?
Boss, usually when somebody gives you a name and nothing else, it's because that's all they want to give you. I'm an open book.
Let's try and find if there's an option that I have yet to click.
Use besides being a portable encyclopedia, really.
What use are you to me then?
I sort of figured you had... Time was. I was a pretty good shot with a pistol. I guess I'm still half decent. These old bones aren't much use in hand-to-hand fighting, though. I can also do maintenance work on your stuff. I don't have the supplies for a real repair job, but I can keep your gear working longer.
That is really unfortunate, TK, for the Khans. But probably best for everybody else out there. No matter where they go, they just get smacked. Oh, lots of older people are still useful to their friends and communities.
Yeah, maybe you can introduce them to me, if we find them, because I've never met one.
Completing this quest involves bringing Raoul to visit 3 specific NPCs in the Mojave Wasteland. Loyal at the Nellis Air Force Base, Corporal Sterling in Camp McCarran, and Ranger Andy and Novak. There is no set order to which character should be approached first, but it is advised to exhaust every dialogue option when conversing with each one, while Raoul is nearby to ensure the completion flag is triggered. At the end of each interaction, Raoul will start a conversation with the courier that revolves around both his observation of the characters and anecdotes about his history. One has the option of skipping listening to the latter parts of the conversation at no penalty. Okay. Unmarked quest, so I just gotta go talk to those people.
Anything you say, boss.
They deserved it given they're drug dealers. Oh yeah, I don't disagree. But it's not like I want to see everybody die. I just want to make sure everybody's under my control. Probably no different. Okay, Nellis Air Force Base. Where was that? Those hangars. Okay, there we go. What up? What you doing? Not gonna lie, I thought that was a camera. Okay, so we need to talk to Loyal. Is she the old lady at the headquarters of the base? Actually, I could probably just teleport there. That'd be easier. Oh, it was the guy who repaired the plane. Okay. I need to get in here somehow. Methinks. In the front? Or was it this building? That doesn't seem right. Let me take a look at Loyal's face. Maybe I'll recognize him. Ah, this guy. Well, where is he? Other side of hangar, bruh. Say cheese, right? One hell of a thing to say before you get blown to smithereens. Oh.
Isn't that bomber a beauty? Thanks so much for making an old man's dreams come true.
See you later.
Bye.
Guys, put the monorail back.
This is a little bit unfortunate.
That's a good thing to see.
Okay, it still works. It's like, yeah, exhaust all their dialogue. The only dialogue I have left of them is bye. Whoa, he's so impressive, boss. Old people sure are useful to society. What are you talking about?
That Loyal guy. He's getting up there in years, but he still finds a way to make himself useful to his people. If you ask me, that's better than withering away all alone or holding on to some faded piece of glory from your past.
Loyal's using his years of knowledge to help his tribe. I think that's a noble goal.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
What's on your mind?
Old history, boss. I grew up in a place called Hidalgo Ranch, just outside Mexico City. It wasn't much, just a bit of a farm, with a house for 3 generations of Tejadas. I wasn't the best behaved kid. I was quick with my hands, with a pistol or a wrench. And I wasn't afraid to get into fights over it. I never killed anybody, but I had my share of run-ins with the police. Mostly my family kept me in line. This was before the war. We were far enough away from Mexico City when the bombs fell that we missed the worst of it. But things got bad quick.
Go on.
Just a few days after Mexico City was vaporized, refugees started pouring down the road to our ranch. We helped who we could, but there were so many. Eventually, my father started turning people away before we ran out of food. Things got violent. My father and I got our guns, and we drove them off.
Desperate times, desperate measures. What happened then?
About 24 men came back in the night after we'd gone to sleep. They set fire to the ranch house and barred the doors from the outside. My whole family was trapped inside. I smelt the smoke, and I got myself and my little sister Rafaela out through a window. But everyone else, my parents, my grandmother, my 2 brothers, and 2 of my sisters, all died.
Mexico was under American occupation, by the way. I'm not surprised. Wasn't Canada also basically part of America at that point in the Fallout history? What happened then?
Rafaela and I ran. We were pursued by some of the men who attacked our home. But I was always a good shot. The ones who came after us, I killed. The rest, I left be. I had to take care of Rafaela, not throw my life away on revenge.
Anyone stupid enough not to set a watch deserve what they got? What the frick? You blame yourself for this?
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that for all my skills with a pistol, I couldn't help them. Anyway, that was weighing on my mind. Thanks for letting me get it out in the open, boss.
Hey, cool beans. You're just a cool dude who's suffering through a little self-loathing. It's fine. We'll work through it. Anyways, Camp Karen. Let's go to the terminal building. That's probably closer. Corporal Sterling. Who are you? Oh. Where would you be? Recon. Would he be... Oh, God. Out here? Corporal. Or would he be inside? I feel like I've talked to this guy before outside, but... And again, everybody's probably sleeping. Just regular old NCR troopers. Bryce? Use VATS for quick find, just don't shoot? That's an actual tactic? Can't activate VATS right now. Oh. Ah, you're right, Dino. Forlorn Hope. Wasn't it somewhere down this way? There it is. US invaded Mexico and later Canada.
Now we got a chance to hold.
European Union fired nukes at the Middle Eastern oil countries. Israel's major cities were destroyed along with the Gulf countries. Looks like things are just peachy then in the Fallout universe, even before the nukes fell. You know what? I'm just gonna... Let's advance time here. 7 hours? No. Why does it swap between 7 and 13? If people are walking around, it might be easier to find them. Or harder. We'll see. Hello? Not you. Ooh, very hard. Would they be at the other camp that we invaded? Private Stone? Maybe he's in the big tent? We shall just go and see. Hello? There you are.
Howdy. What brings you back?
Have you always been with the first
Used to be a
recon?
ranger. One of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays.
Bro, why'd you leave?
Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either.
You managed to escape.
Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me, so they didn't bother tying me up.
Are you listening,
Crawled
Raul?
out of there on my
This guy's
elbows and
very
knees.
cool.
Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. I guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said.
Goodbye.
Always a pleasure. Keep yourself safe.
The hat does sit way too high on his head. But it's an old game. It is what it is.
Got a second to talk, boss?
Sure. You think he's cool?
Meeting Corporal Sterling. Well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on. And
Yeah, that's awesome, isn't it?
You think he did the right thing?
Oh, all these other answers were so cynical. I think it's good. He wants to do his thing.
Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what. It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown.
That is very true. In time of the Great War, what do you remember about it?
After the fire, I knew my sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick riders. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs.
Maybe wasn't Mexico City basically annihilated?
I don't think it was as hard hit as DC or Bakersfield, but it was bad enough. By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin. Still, the city was full of looters, already forming into the beginnings of raider tribes. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine for my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in, turning me into this handsome devil you see before you. You're a poet of understatement, boss.
That's pretty bad.
But there were moments it was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novelty costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the vaquero outfit hanging on the rack like it hadn't been touched. I took it, not like anybody else needed it, you know, and wore it back to our camp. Rafaela laughed for the first time since the bombs had fallen.
I don't think Rafaela's ending to her story is gonna be good. I have a distinct feeling. Wasn't it dangerous to be dressed so noticeably?
It was. I started to build up a legend. Sometimes it headed off trouble, but most of the times it just started more. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me, but my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there, until Rafaela.
What happened?
She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed.
Oh no.
I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl.
I don't have time for this, Raul. Maybe later. What? Oh my god. Oh no. That's terrible.
Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I let my whole family down. First the ranch, now Rafaela. I was the last Tejada. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. I didn't have many bullets, but I had enough. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I was tired. I just wanted to be alone forever. I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. Eventually, I found an old Petro Chico refinery nobody had claimed. I stayed there for a little while, and I thought a lot about my life. I thought about the guns I'd lived by and what they'd gotten me. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old vaquero outfit and put on a Petro.
Thus the current jumpsuit.
The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually, I made it to Arizona. That's another story, boss.
Even courier options are downright satanic, right? Like, imagine having literally no tact. Being unable to read any sort of room. It's basically like the freaking NPC villagers from Tales of Berseria. I played that yesterday. And they had no tact talking about, oh, isn't it great that at least your sister died when all the demons spewed into the world? Now she doesn't have to suffer with all of us. What the frick? Who in their right mind says that? Anyways, Ranger Andy Novak. Ranger Andy. You are... Ah, this guy. Wait, this was the guy who taught us a melee move. Oh, you. A melee move that I have never used, but it's there. It's pretty cool. Is this your room? Yeah. You here? Yep.
You'll get the hang of that takedown. I had trouble learning it at first, too.
I'm sorry, I haven't used it, but it's cool to know. What do you do here, Andy?
Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my keister and counting cracks in the ceiling. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Tell myself I'm doing some good.
Welcome, Lucas. Always nice to see a new face here. Guy told you to go check on a ranger outpost that got raided by the Legion? I mean, considering how powerful I am, it was only right to ask me of all people. You're with the NCR, right?
Was with them. That was back when my arm and leg used to work better. I still like to pretend I'm a ranger, though. I'll check in with the guys up at the station pretty regular on the ham radio. Sometimes they stop by, tell me they're paying their respects, the smug bastards. They haven't been responding to me last couple days. I guess they got tired of hearing me talk, but it still got me a little worried. Hell, listen to me talk, like some damn mother hen.
Well, Steve, that I don't know. We have yet to get into any combat scenarios with Raul because this is kind of the first time I brought him along with me. But, probably Gunslinger? He doesn't seem to have a whole lot of armor. I went to the ranger station and everyone there was wiped out.
What? What happened?
Did I never say this before? Attackers are all dead too. I'm not gonna lie to him. Members of Caesar's Legion ambushed them.
Those were good men at that station. Good men. This whole town was sleeping a lot easier because of them. Now, who knows what we're in for? The Legion? Christ. We'd be better off with raiders. Well, thanks for telling me. I know that knowledge didn't come without risk. Here, take this.
I guess this is something that I was asked to do and never came back to tell him about. Tell me about the Rangers.
They're the NCR's finest. A one-man platoon, each of them. You got a job where even thinking about it would scare a man senseless? That's when you bring in the Rangers. And if you see a squad of veterans, guys who are in their black armor, well, you won't find a more beautiful sight.
Alright.
Look out for yourself.
How are his stats? Are you referring to Raul? Or me? Because we're pretty much endgame right now.
Hey, boss. Can I ask you something?
What's on your mind?
What do you think of guys like Ranger Andy?
Pretty cool. What do you mean, guys like him?
I mean guys who have a world of experience doing what they do, but have to give it up because they're getting old and slow or too injured.
Even after a crippling injury, a guy like Andy is tougher and more dangerous than most men alive. That's probably true, honestly.
Maybe, yeah. I guess you got a point there.
We're not just talking about him, are we? How is this going to relate to your story?
Not really, boss. No. I left everything when I left Mexico. My home, my family, my name,
Raise the volume, actually.
my face.
Rose's volume is mixed lower than everybody else for some reason.
I left everything when I left Mexico.
That's as far as I can go, though.
My family, my name, even my face. I know it's surprising, boss, but I wasn't always just handsome. As far as the world knows, I was Miguel, and I was okay with that. I headed north for a while, and ended up in Tucson. Not Tucson, by the way. Things were good there. Well, maybe not good, but better than Mexico City anyways. I found myself a little shack, started fixing things.
Fixing things.
Oh, sure, boss. I was always good at fixing things. Some I fixed for the town, some I fixed for other people, some I fixed just for the hell of it. It's a better way to use your hands than killing. And even then, I wasn't getting any younger or faster. I lived there for a long time, kept to myself, didn't get into any fights. Hell, the only reason I even kept my guns oiled was professional pride.
Meant to be a quest that Andy would give? Gotcha. Never mind, I know nothing about the game. Well, if you like RPGs, then I can certainly recommend it. It's been really fun so far, and it has really good writing. Smooth Mexican charm needs to be suppressed so all the ladies in the audience won't fall for him. That does sound like a very good reason. I mean, he is Machete after all. Like, he is Mr. Steal Your Girl, and probably slice you up as well. Why aren't you still there then?
Getting there, boss. I'd been in Tucson. The locals can call it Tucson all they want, but it's Tucson, damn it. About 75 years when she showed up. Prettiest thing you ever saw, boss. Maybe it was just a trick of my senile brain, but I swear she looked just like my Rafaela. Her name was Claudia. She ended up taking work at one of the brothels in town. I never went to her, of course. How could I?
Yeah, that would be kind of weird.
My own way.
What happened with her?
This was a long time ago, before Caesar's Legion pacified Arizona and brought the raider tribes to heel. A tribe came into Tucson one day. More a gang, really. Dirty Dave and his 6 brothers. They were looking for bullets, and I sold some to them. I figured if I did that, they'd leave town before they tore it up.
Except they used those bullets. Yeah. But they didn't, did they?
No, boss. No, they didn't. As I was saying, I hoped they'd leave the town in peace. Instead, they decided to stop at Claudia's brothel to take the edge off. I don't know which one of them got rowdy first, but by the time I heard the screams and got my guns, it was too late. They shot up the brothel, killed 4 girls, and taken Claudia for their sport.
Did you rescue her?
I went after Dave and his brothers. They had a head start, but they slept nights. I didn't. Took me 3 days to catch up to them. Claudia was dead when I got there. They put a bullet in each of her eyes.
The fuck, man?
I couldn't do anything except avenge her, just like Rafaela. I charged into the middle of their camp and started firing. 2 of them were dead before they knew I was there. The other 5, though, they shot the shit out of me. I would have died, I think, if I wasn't so full of rage.
How did you survive? I mean, ghouls are kind of inherently different from people, yeah?
By being a meaner old cuss than the rest of them, boss. I wanted to keep living until they weren't.
Willpower.
So I just kept shooting until they were all dead. I was in pretty bad shape in the end, though. I don't know how long I laid there, with the sun baking me and the buzzards chomping at me. Eventually, I got the strength to start moving. Some long time after that, I managed to drag my carcass back to town.
Did the people help you at least?
When I recovered, more or less anyways, I left Tucson and headed west. I ran into Tabitha at Black Mountain, and well, the rest
and that's how you ended up here.
I was done with the gunslinging life. I was too old, too slow, and too beat up to protect anyone anymore. I thought I was done forever, but after traveling with you, I realized I've always had my doubts.
I see. So then I guess there might be like a dialogue option then to decide whether he picks up gunslinging again. And that's why Steve asked earlier. I see. That's about what?
I still had what it took to carry my pistols proudly, to use them to do what's right. And now that I've been traveling with you for a while, you made me realize that I can still do that. Maybe I'm not as tough as I used to be, but my brains can make up for that. And my hands are still quick enough. It's time to put the guns back on.
Ooh. I don't think that's a good idea. You should focus on your mechanical skills. What? No, don't evolve as a character. Stop. I think that's a great idea. I hope you put them to good use with me.
You can bet on that, boss.
Oh! Raul has gained the old Vaquero perk, which increases his rate of fire with revolvers and lever-action firearms by 33%. You still kept the outfit? You know what? I like this a lot more. Is that the end of his companion quest? That was really neat, actually. I mean, granted, it was basically just us listening to him talk about his past, but...
should keep the powder gangers away.
Ranger Andy at his bungalow. We'll come to a decision. If the courier convinces Raul not to return, then he gains a different bonus. Okay. Gotcha. I think that's it. Yep. Worth it for the outfit? Honestly, true. Okay. Well... Oh. Bro, what are you looking at? Cool beans. Let's head back to the Lucky 38. It should be... there. End sliders? Oh, he's got to be in this outfit, right? For the epilogue. Edingrave hunting revolver is called, and he'll become a murder machine. Gotcha. I mean, I probably have it stored somewhere back in Novak. But, yeah. Cool side story. Let's talk, actually.
Maybe I'm just old and tired, but being locked in a cool, dark pod to sleep for a few centuries doesn't sound so bad.
I mean, I can't even disagree with you there. Basically the Queen of Vegas now, by the way. Actually, yeah, kinda. I'm in control of all the Securitrons, and Yes Man's already uploaded the tower, so like, who's gonna stand up against me? We just need to actually trigger the ending for consequences to start happening. I think I need to head on without you,
Good
partner.
call. I mean, if that's what you really want, boss.
Meet up at Lucky 38.
Hey, as long as you're not asking me to go back to Black Mountain, I'm a happy old man.
Cool. Okay. Let's see here. Heartache by the number. This is Cassidy. Already did that. I could make you care. Veronica. Already did that. I forgot to remember to forget. Boone. Where is Boone, by the way? He's probably back in Novak, actually. Okay. Next time around, we shall do boons. Which means that for now, I think that's where we're gonna call things for today, my dudes. Oh, okay. So, current plan then? The companion quests, they're kinda nice. I do love learning more about the characters, so we'll finish those up with next week's stream. And if we have more time, maybe begin the DLC, the final DLC, before starting the ending. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later, dudes.